What is up, guys? My name's the Simian. My name is Yin. I play The Sims. Did you see what I did there? Alright guys, today we're going to be talking all about the EA app. There has been so much controversy around this app ever since the release and its beta phase. Now, for those who aren't familiar with the EA app, it was actually forced onto a lot of players, and we are actually going to do a deep dive into the beginning of when they started to announce the EA app and force players onto everything. Guys, I was doing so much research, and it's surprising that The Sims 4 is still promoting this, even though it was terrible upon release and everyone is begging to go back to Origin. So I wanted to do a little recap of the history of what's been going on within the EA app. So let's get into it. I did want to read this article that was a couple of years back, and this is from the EA Senior Vice President Michael Banks saying, the EA desktop app is being designed to deliver a frictionless and social connected experience that is faster for players to get into their games. So it's not just a new game, it's a whole new app that's meant to get your gaming quickly. That's going to land well with Origin users who have been accustomed to a slow experience. Now, this is actually kind of shocking because, guys, this is what it's doing the entire opposite. And as people did start to download this, it is still in beta phase. And I'm gonna read a couple of tweets, and someone by the name of Dua Luna said, not being able to give packs in the EA app is ridiculous. I found a post in the EA General Hub forums where a community manager, Mako, said they'd pass along the feedback. Maybe we can all click me too so they can see how much we want this back. Now, as the app grew and as the years went on, the app has been nothing short of bugs and issues. Now, with it being forced upon players, a lot of people felt that this was actually a little too aggressive on EA's end, where the app itself just automatically started uninstalling Origin and installing itself for those who had PC. Now, I wanted to talk about the fact that when The Sims 4 first announced the infant update, a lot of people were excited about it. People were like, oh my gosh, we're finally getting this, we're finally having this, a new life stage has been brought on. Now, with this infant update came a brand new update as well, where there was multiple things added into the game. Well, shortly after this was released, there was a huge problem regarding the EA app, and even to the point where the Sims Direct had to take to Twitter to say, hey Simmers, we've noticed several players using the EA app to access The Sims 4 are unable to log in. Now, if you look closely to some of these tweets, it was actually very surprising at the amount of people that were consistently having problems. And not only could they not get into their app, they were also missing out on multiple packs. They have still had this issue since this day. Right now, I am only touching the surface of what has been going on within the EA app. And it's not just the Sims games, it's multiple games in general, but we're actually going to get into that in just a little bit. As you guys can see, this is way back when the infant update had first started, and this is when people really started to realize that this EA app is just not it. Now, again, I do think it's insane how they're promoting something that is still in beta phase, but with the infant update still being released, a lot of people were still going through it, even though they were able to get a hold of the app and make it work for all the Simmers. But with that came a very dirty look from the Simmers because people were just not excited about this. The more they pushed this EA app onto people, the more it just started to look like, does EA even know what they're doing? EA is known for being money hungry, and we are going to get into that in just a second. But I wanted to talk again about them having issues regarding a daily limit. So if you do have the EA app, you can set a time limit on how much you are going to play your game. Now, as you guys can see, people were actually just getting this popped up regardless of how many times they didn't set this to its actual, state. And a lot of Simmers were like, oh God, like what is going on? Who is the quality control team? I mean, EA and The Sims is hand in hand when it comes down to how many bugs, how many glitches, and how many things do not work within The Sims 4. It's starting to look like EA just doesn't care about their quality control team, and it's showing every second. I did want to get into a really interesting article that I did see, and the Hint for Hint actually posted this, and this is by CEO Andrew Wilson, and it says, I really want to get into this. As we drive greater focus across our portfolio, we are moving away from projects that do not contribute to our strategy, reviewing our real estate footprint, and restructuring some of our teams. These decisions are expected to impact approximately 6% of our company's workforce. This is the most difficult part, and we are working through the process with the uttermost care and respect. where we are providing opportunities for our colleagues to transition onto other projects where that's not possible. We're providing severance pay and additional benefits such as healthcare and career transition services. Communicating these decisions began early this quarter, and we expect them to continue throughout early this year. The future of entertainment is interactive, and no team is better equipped to lead the transformation than us, which is very shocking considering all of the things that have been going on with the EA app, and everybody was surprised saying you're letting go of 6% of the team. Now, although they might be at certain directions towards certain games, so they're just not going to get lifted off the ground, a lot of people took that as you don't have enough people as it is checking the quality control of the app. Now, as many people are having frustrations with the EA app, a lot of simmers are actually thinking about leaving EA app and just going ahead to Steam. Now, there is some interesting controversy I did learn about Steam, and we're going to get into that in just a second, but I did want to read a couple of tweets that I did see from you guys, and we're going to start by Dolvet Sim saying the EA app is infuriating, consistently logging me out, making me log back in, and I finally decided to take the plunge and go to Steam. And someone by the name of Mistress of Sims Chaos actually quoted this and said, if you're one of the people having all these problems with EA app, I highly recommend moving to Steam. I have had 0 issues. Someone else by the name of Matthew Brewer said, I've had no issues whatsoever. That might be because I've gotten lucky or have everything through Steam. Steam launches EA app, then that launches the game. But I couldn't say for sure. Someone else by the name of Withered Soul said, so you're telling me that the Sims 4 patch breaks Sims genetics and everything but EA app won't let me open the Sims 4 without updating? I want Origin back. The EA app is trash. And someone else by the name of Zay said, at this point, the EA app is getting on my nerves. Might as well switch to the Steam app since EA is always breaking down. Someone else by the name of said, if the EA app is giving you too much trouble, then get the Sims 4 on Steam. As long as your EA account is linked to Steam, your DLC will transfer and there will be no issues. Someone else goes on to respond to this and saying, how does it work? The only reason why I didn't get the Sims 4 on Steam was the fear I would lose all my DLCs, and goes on to say the game would install all your DLCs on the Steam version if you link your EA account to. And someone else by the name of Sarah Putland said, EA, your incompetent app keeps crashing, and goes on to beg to bring Origin back. Now, I did find this very interesting, so I was like, okay, everyone is trying to get rid of this EA app, but what is this research behind this? I did look, and they said that the EA app is required in order to play EA games on PC. If you launch an EA title on Steam or Epic, we'll provide guidance for installing the EA app. Now, I did find this interesting because I had no idea that the EA and Steam were actually partnering within each other. I did find that a little suspect because I was like, wait, how is this possible and what is going on? So I went ahead and did my own research, and I did see this article. And this Electronic Arts and Valve, for those who don't know who Valve is, he is the CEO of Steam. Now, the article does go on to say Electronic Arts and Valve have partnered to put EA games into the hands of the players on Steam. Starting next spring, EA Access, our ever-growing subscription service powered by great games and member benefits, will be making its way to Steam. EA Access is the first and only gaming subscription service available on Steam, and the fourth platform featuring an EA subscription. Now, we do know that EA is a billion-dollar company, and we do know that it suppresses the Steam way further when it comes down to bringing in money. Now, I did went ahead and just find out how much money exactly did they make last quarter, and in specific, when The Sims 4 had announced that The Sims 4 is going to be free back in October. So, ever since then, guys, they've made a pretty penny, and I want to dive deep into this. So, as I was looking into the article, I noticed that it says, as market uncertainty mounted during the quarter, we took measures to protect underlying profitability, said Chris, who's the CFO. We are prioritizing the player's experience, directing investment to where it can have the most positive impact for our players and growth. The EA Player Network grew to more than 650 million at the quarter. Now, I did find this very, very interesting because although this could be multiple games in one, we do know that there are so many people who play The Sims, because this specific article I wanted to get into said that, this is by actual Phillips, who's the executive producer, saying it's incredible to see how much our community has grown over the past 8 years, and our players continue to inspire us with the countless ways they explore life in The Sims 4, said Philip Ring, an executive producer of The Sims 4. We know The Sims 4 continues to be a creative outlet for our people, and our team strives to deliver new and innovative gameplay, but they also did go on to say people have built 1.7 million new households, 8.6 million Sim infants, and 27.1 million milestones. Safe to say there's over 70 million players playing The Sims 4 as of the past 8 years. Now, I did find it interesting that they said that the first quarter, expectations for ending March 31st, 2023, the net revenue is expected to approximately be 1.700 billion to 1.800 billion. Change in deferred, not revenue. Online enabled game. Now, these numbers aren't shocking because we all know that EA is all about the money. When it comes down to money, they will make sure it is quantity over quality because they know that they have consistent income going in at all times, especially with the fact that them partnering with Steam, they're even dominating another app's app. But to me, it just doesn't make sense because a billion-dollar company should not be having these kind of issues. The same reason why everybody always goes back to The Sims when they're saying, guys, it's not just the Sims 4 team, leave the Sim Gurus alone. What about EA? EA is the one putting them on time clocks when it comes down to releasing all these packs, but I just kind of don't want to hear it. I mean, this is a billion-dollar company, and although they are putting them on time frames, I feel like maybe the Sim Gurus either need to do a strike or something because it is reflecting them. This reflects them. They are the faces of the team, so who are we to blame when we see things go wrong? The team. And sometimes they do shoot themselves in the foot by saying ridiculous things onto their tweets and then trying to take it back, when in reality it just made the situation even more worse. I don't like how they respond back to some people sometimes, but that could just be a personal thing. You guys let me know down below in the comments your opinions on that. Now, I do find this whole thing interesting as well because there is not just The Sims problems going on with the EA app. There's multiple games that have been complaining lately as of what is going on with the EA app. Why isn't it working? It's not just with The Sims, it's with multiple games in general. And then not only that, but it's also going into the fact that The Sims 4's games keep breaking. So who's to blame here, guys? People want to say that, oh, it's EA, it's EA, it's EA. And I understand that The Sims 4 is ran by EA. I get that. But I do feel like Bax's is its own thing. There should be no reason the quality control is this bad. I don't know. You guys let me know your opinions down below in the comment section because I do feel like they should not be pushing a game that is currently in beta because it is not ready to go, and they're still pushing it and they're forcing it onto players knowing that it is broken. That is a class action lawsuit. I don't care what anyone says. There has been multiple times where not only has EA itself gotten over on players, screwed them over, made them rebuy packs, and let's not forget just a couple of weeks back that they actually had an issue where the EA app was actually charging them $5 to play The Sims 4, even though it was free, or to play any other game. Apparently it was a bug. And let's also continue to say that they also find new DLCs, all that jazz, just for them to turn around and be like, and they'll gaslight you. Oh, comment down in the EA Answers help tab. Oh, we're here to help. Oh, here's the Sims. I feel like EA in general is to blame, and then I do want to also blame The Sims 4 team because I just feel like the whole thing is a mess. Again, this is not just about The Sims 4 though. We are also talking about the EA app in specific. And for those who have downloaded it, I really am curious to hear your opinions on the whole experience. And have you guys ever had any issues? Have you not had any issues? And what do you expect going forward with the EA app? And do you plan on moving to Steam as well? I've heard people even wanting to go to Mac because they want to just stay with Origin so bad. Anyway, guys, with all that being said, let me know down below in the comments your opinions on everything. I'm very curious to hear what you guys have to say about it. And as well as thank you guys so much. We are on the road to 20K. I appreciate every single one of you and the love and support you guys have all shown me. I love this community we've built here on this channel, regardless if we agree or disagree with anything. At the end of the day, I love the comments. I love the POVs. I love listening to different views. And you guys have me even shocked sometimes at some of the things that you guys say. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. I didn't even think about it that way. This is what this community is all about. I really I just want to, I know it's cliche and corny for YouTubers to say this all the time, but I truly do from the bottom of my heart appreciate every single one of you. Again, thank you, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye.